welcome to the new normal.
So what's new?
Well, you know what? There's a lot new, and while we're excited to hear you all, it's been a tough week.
It's been a tough week.
Yeah, so
It's been a tough couple of weeks.
yes. Not only the pandemic, but obviously many things going on south of the border. And we just want to say hello to everybody and thank you so much for joining us today. And if we had sort of a cause, right, that actually was kind of even dominating the news more than the pandemic itself, right? Like, who would you have come on? Like, who would you want to join you?
I want someone that's pretty powerful,
Powerful, yes.
not afraid to speak out,
Not afraid to speak out.
speaks the truth,
Speaks the truth.
and is a leader in my community, someone that's, other people look up to.
She's so on point that even her last name is Black.
What?
Yes! Jully Black is joining us today. We're so excited that you are here with us. We're going to try to keep the tempo going as long as we can. We know that there are some topics that we may touch base today that may cause us to be more reflective, if you will. But
Very much so. Very much so.
We're
going to be real. We're going to be authentic.
Yes.
And with Jully, you always have some laughs too,
yes,
right?
That's right.
So
Good,
she keeps
good,
it real.
Excellent,
She keeps it
excellent.
real. So while we are, do you have anything else you want to say while I
No.
connect us with Sister
Yes.
Miss Jully Black?
Yes.
We are waiting for her.
And the crowd goes wild.
Hi!
Oh my goodness. Yes. How
I
are
put
you?
on the red lipstick for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you know what I'm saying. We gotta make sure Diane, we represent Diane. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my. That's awesome. Well, you look amazing, girlfriend.
Thank you. I feel good.
Yeah,
good.
You always do too. Yes.
Could you guys hear me clearly, or do I need to put in an ear thingy?
No, we hear you just fine.
We hear you clearly.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
How are you guys keeping? How's the family? How the girls?
Everybody's doing okay. You know, it's been tough. You know, we've had our moment, but all in all, we're blessed.
Yes.
Everybody's healthy.
Thankful. Yes.
And we're hanging in there, girlfriend. Right. How about you?
Yes.
I'm good. I see Pinball's rocking that beard though. Go ahead now.
What?
Go ahead, beard. Go ahead, beard.
Yeah, you know.
Go ahead, Corona beard.
Oh yes. I could never grow a beard, and Diane always wanted me to, and I had time. So I've actually even had enough of a beard that I actually had to trim it. So yeah.
Okay,
so
right.
Okay,
yes.
Someone looks happy. Diane looks extra happy. Look at her chin.
Oh man, girl.
Yes.
Watch out. Looks good.
Oh,
It looks real good.
Oh, so much has happened in Corona, in quarantine. So puberty. I grew a beard. Yes.
Hey, listen. Some grown man still have spot, you know. So they're coveting your beard. They're coveting your face. Trust me. All type of remedies not working for them.
Yes.
That's
okay.
That's
okay.
Right.
That was me. Yes. That was me. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
To see your face. We have so much to talk to you about, Jully. You are, as everyone knows, you are an icon here in Toronto. You've done so much, not just for the Black community, but overall. And we have. Oh my goodness, I'm excited because I know you're going to keep it real today, as you always do.
Yeah, real is easy. I have to tell people, when you tell the truth, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to remember it. You just tell the truth.
So why don't we just start with the obvious of what's going on in the world right now, other than Corona. Are you going to that fast? I would love.
She going right in.
Yeah. She gets right to the point. Yeah.
Get to the good part first.
Oh, okay.
You want to do it the other way? We can do it the other way.
No. We're gonna do it your way.
No. Let's go backwards. We'll save that.
No, we always do it your way.
Okay, okay.
Yes, yeah, that's
I'm
the rule
glad.
in the house.
I'm
We do it.
glad.
It's her way or nothing at all. Yes.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yes.
So I'm sure you've been, posted to CNN as we all have in the past 8, 9 days.
Mhm.
What is your take on the George Floyd story, on what's been going on in the U.S., and not just the U.S., but it is across the world, where
Mhm.
people are protesting, not just for blacks, but they are protesting for what is right, for equality.
Mhm.
What is your take on everything?
Well, that we're all connected. It's as if all of us, all black people in particular, it was our necks. It was our foremothers and fathers' necks being pinned down. It was us for 8 minutes plus. It was there's an apocalypse happening. You know, now now we're talking about, interestingly enough, we're talking about whiteness. It seems like
Yeah.
we're talking about blackness. We are talking about blackness. But we are, I heard this recently, a lady said this in a podcast, that let's talk about whiteness. Could we talk about that some more? Because to explain blackness is something we've been explaining our entire lives. But the majority are white. So what does whiteness look like? What is it like to be white? White people, could you let us know? What does your privilege feel like? What does your fragility feel like? Let's talk about being uncomfortable. Let's sit in the discomfort. Feel uncomfortable, armpits wet. I sent out quite a few emails because the ground is fertile.
Right.
And I want especially black people to realize that it's okay to be angry, but we don't have to have rage, but we can have anger. So it's really, there's been a lot. I've cried and cried and cried and cried. I cried for my nephews. I have 18 nieces and nephews, majority nephews. I cried. Oh, I cried. And I'm telling the truth. And so, for example, a few of my white friends said, I don't see color. I said, I need you to see color. I need you to see color.
Right.
If you don't see color, you can't see change. I need you to see color. Okay. Another one said, well, I don't see, it's just like I don't see disabilities. I said, my sister is born with a disability, arthrogryposis. She walks with crutches. Yes, she's a phenomenal woman, but you have to see her disability to help her.
Right. Right.
That's right.
Yes. That.
That's real.
That's so good. So good. So many people have been asking, right? What can we do? What can we do? Do you have an answer for people when they say, what can we do?
Oh, so we had a 3.5 hour Zoom call the other night with 100 Strong and Sexy, my fitness organization. And there's white women who don't know what to do, don't know what to say. I said, silence is violence. Say something even if it's wrong, even if you think it's wrong. Because it's better to be corrected than to say nothing at all. One of my friends said, I may never experience what you experience. I said, no, you won't ever experience. Let's fix that first.
Yes.
So it's granular corrections. And this is the time to do it. There's not may never, won't ever, won't ever. For my friends who are of ethnic backgrounds that pass as white, hey, you've been passing for a long time. So you don't just dial on your culture now. Oh, I know what it feels like because I'm a Muslim woman. You were passing as white until 9 days ago.
Right.
Right. Yes.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Yes. Now, you had an incident that happened a couple of years ago that you said took your breath away. Are you okay with sharing that, or?
Well, a few things took my breath away. I'm okay to share every and anything. Okay. So ask me specific. Anything you want to ask specific, I'll answer specific.
So there was specifically a racial incident that took place a couple of years ago, and you mentioned that it actually took your breath away. Do you remember that
Take it
particular?
to the altar.
Mhm.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, 2 years ago, go figure, 4 months after my mom passed away, I'm on a TV show called Canada Reads on CBC.
Yep, this is the one I'm talking.
Yes.
And a moment in history where me, as the one lone Black representative on the show, we were all given 5 books to read. You read the 5 books, you defend one book. So it's interesting how what's in the dark comes to the light, because what I didn't know until after was I was given the Indigenous writer's book to defend without the opportunity to read the chapters first. So the other contestants they were given X amount of books and, hey, read 1 or 2 chapters. Let us know how it resonates. They picked their books. They said, hey, Jully Black, here is Sherry Demeline's book, The Moral Thieves. So The Moral Thieves, which I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this. The reason why I even signed on to do the show is because I looked at in my digital book shelf and my actual bookshelf, and they were all the same types of books. And I had to check myself to really expand. And so I'm like, all right, I'm in. Read it, doing well. It's a contest. You have to vote each other off. It's kind of like Survivor of books. But in the end, 5 Canadian authors win anyway, because the whole country and world is getting to know about these brilliant writers. And so I make it past round 1, past round 2. Yeah, okay. Round 3. All right. Okay, it's looking like I got this in the bag. Okay. And just backstage, another one of the contestants like, Dora, I'm voting for your game. I wasn't playing games. I was there to tell the truth. So I wasn't doing the bait and switch. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm like, okay, got this. Get on there. And they joined together, voted me off. Okay, whatever is what it is. So you get your chance to say why the book should still be, for example, in the schools. I learned a lot about residential school. I learned a lot about, like, so much about Indigenous rights and etc. So I was like, this is great, because even I needed that education. So I'm saying that on TV. Hey, you know what? I think da 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 da, and then I get cut off. But Julie, and this is by Jeannie Becker, I feel no way to say her name. And so, because we were cool, like hanging out, and I respect her in the business, and you know what I mean. And so she cuts me off live on live TV, and I was like, oh, well, hold up, but I'm trying to finish what I'm saying here. And then she cuts me off again, and it went back and forth maybe 2 or 3 times, and then she said, but Julie, why are you attacking me? And I literally, if you look at that clip, I look over my shoulder at the one Black woman in the space, which was my best friend, Nkechi Nera Noah for Robinson. And it's as if everything, that's the part, my breath just, and I went to my safe space, and I said, did anybody hear me say Jeannie Becker? And I was talking to my best friend, who they put behind the camera. She didn't even have me in clear sight. They put her in a place, a whole other thing. And I came back, and that's when I realized that as I walked into that space that day, and I told myself, Julie, be where your feet are. I was meditating on that. Meditating on it. Feel the ground under your feet, Julie. Feel the ground under your feet. You're carrying your community. Feel the ground under your feet. I kept saying it to myself. And I'm walking in. And that day, it's like the Lord gave me some content. And I saw that the Pope issued an apology to Indigenous Americans for what happened to their community. And all Justin Trudeau was asking for was, could we get an apology for the Indigenous Canadian community? And they said no. That was in my pocket. It's like it just went right into on a molecular level. And so I had that on my lips to respond. I didn't react. I was able to respond. And as you're making me feel like, and what came out as well, whatever you're feeling, take it to the altar, because I'm not the one responsible for your feelings. And it was a moment in history. I didn't realize at the time. I literally spoke what the Holy Ghost told me to say off my lips. And I actually got the flu right after that, and I was sick for like 4 days. I didn't know what was going on online. I didn't know.
Hey, right.
And interestingly enough, words like those, microaggressions, people don't even realize. A lot of the white community and white women, when they feel threatened, when you have something intelligent to say, when you're bold and courageous, when you're firm, all of a sudden it's an attack. No. No, 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 no. But it's the privilege of being Jully Black, number one, that got me on the show. It's the privilege of becoming Jully Black that gave me the opportunity to speak to her, to speak to that spirit and say, hey, no, 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 get behind me. It's not going to work. You know, and fast forward 2 years. I remember when it happened, people were saying, you're going to be blacklisted. And I said, listen, I just put my mom in the dirt. Her last breath became my first breath. That was March 29th. I'll never forget 2018. 4 months to the day my mom took her last breath. You think I was afraid of not getting on a TV show ever again? Are you kidding me? My mom lived 81 years. At the time I was 40, I said, God, you gave my mom twice my lifespan. So this is my new birth right now. Right. This is my new birth. And this is how I'm starting my life. And that's what happened.
Powerful.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
So, Jully, as a Black woman,
mm-hmm.
I've been doing a lot of reading on everything that's been going on, and I'm seeing that there are a lot of Black women that are standing up, that are speaking out for our Black men, mm-hmm. right? That help carry that load with them. How do you feel as a Black female when it comes to not just the police, but in the workplace, in every aspect of our lives? There are times, and I'm sure every Black person has experienced this, where we've experienced some type of racial discrimination. How do you feel as a Black woman when you're being discriminated against, whether it's by the police, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's going to that Louis Vuitton shop or Gucci shop or high-end shop, and they're looking at you as if you can't afford to buy in that store. And then we take on this thing that we do as Black women and feel like we have to prove a point.
Right.
So we buy something that we don't even want, but we want to prove a point that, hey, I'm in here, I can buy whatever I want to buy. And we do those things, right? Because we feel like we have to prove our worth. Mm-hmm. That as Black women, that we feel like we have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good question. So this season has caused me to really reflect and admit to my own self when I've experienced racism and discrimination. Because I think a lot of us have given the behavior a pass. And so especially, you know, being in entertainment, you know, being a pioneer, that's straight up racism. You know, there's certain things, well, you know, I had to catch myself and really shame the devil, tell the truth on my own self, where I'm like, you know, I sent an email to the team that I work with, which are all white people. I love them. However, I finally let them know, hey, things like she's so well-spoken, as opposed to what?
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, call Jully. Jully will be the perfect host. She's so just she represents herself well. Won't offend. You know, or you have such a good band. Those guys are good guys. Yeah. The amount of times I've heard that, and you just let it go on the conveyor, just go around the conveyor belt. They're good guys. Oh, you guys don't party? You guys don't have a bunch of liquor on your rider? You guys need some weed? And sharing these things where a promoter would, they're not really saying much to us before the show, and then we rock the house. That's 99% white people from 5 to 85. And then now the promoter, the buyers, are best friend. Talking to all the band members, let's exchange socials, let's swap emails. Walk them straight past them in the hallway before the show. You know? But what really has given me inspiration, really, I always hold on to the fact that my parents literally came here from Jamaica with nothing. My mom, they $1.65 an hour. My mom was on a bus, she told me, 1968. Bus rolled over, there were casualties. And she crawl through the rubble. She said, I looked for my suitcase and I found my bag and I dust off. She said, Jully, I dust off. And she said, Canada, I'm coming. I keep that story always close when I feel
Yes.
frustrated because of racism or discrimination. She came here with nothing as a domestic. And that's why there could be a Jully Black. So I have to shake it off. But be bold and courageous and make sure that I'm always representing my culture and my community more than anything else. Right? My faith, obviously, God first. But realizing that if we always clap off and are actually like enraged, then we're not going to move the dial. We're not going to move the dial at all. You know, I want the people that I work with, I said to them too, like now we're 10, 15 years, some of them 5 years, 1 year. Are we friends? I worked with somebody that I thought we were friends. And then when we stopped working together, it was 12 years later, I actually thought we were friends. But I had to catch myself to not throw that title around loosely. Not everybody's a friend. That's okay. You know? And so I don't do anything to prove myself to, you know, all that shopping stuff. I used to do that. Trust me. I used to do that. And then what? And then what? What really changed my life is when I was going through financial hardship and I couldn't afford a certain car. And I said, I went to this used dealership and I bought a Dodge Caravan. And the people, like, even people in the industry laughed at me. Like, and it came this running joke, like minivan mom, no kids, but minivan mom, you know what I mean? And that minivan was, it was my everything. It was my Lexus. It was in my mind. I realized the power of the mind as I drove that Caravan. I said, you know what? I'm driving this Caravan because I'm getting a mortgage. This is when I was in my early 20s. I didn't buy not one, not two, but 3 properties with my minivan. And when times got hard and I could take that equity out. So it's the intention. I have to flip that thing and turn that into business.
I
You
believe,
know? Yeah.
the more profitable way to fight racism isn't to show that you can buy something, but to be excellent at what you do.
Hey.
And are absolutely that. You've been recognized as one of the top 25 voices, right? In Canadian history, one of the top 25 singers. Your voice is, and so, question: was this natural, or did you have to work at it? Would you consider yourself just a natural, or would you consider yourself more a hard worker?
This is a real thank you, and thank you, whomever labeled me this queen and all that stuff. Whole other thing too, because I'll talk about that with the whole other queen thing. But at 6 years old in church, the Lord dropped the voice in me. And my sisters used to take me to choir practice with them. I'm the youngest of 9. My sister's 62. I'm 42. There's the age gap. She could be my mother. And so, yeah, they sent me with my 1-2 like imitation Cabbage Patch doll. It was imitation for sure. Imitation Cabbage Patch. I have a story about that imitation Cabbage Patch that I left in the car, and the face ended up like this. And I didn't know it was imitation. I was crying. Oh my gosh. And the toes didn't have the same amount of toes as the real Cabbage Patch.
Yes.
Whole other thing. Anyway, my sisters took me to choir practice, and there was a song by Shirley Caesar, "Oh, It Is Jesus." And that song, 6 years old, you know, I remember like it was yesterday. And I just playing, and I heard it, and I just loved it. Oh, it is Jesus. You know that one? Yes, it is Jesus. Right? It's Jesus in my soul. Right. For I have touched the hem of his garment, and his blood has made me whole. And that and then one day I started like singing it, and I said to my sister Maria, I was like, I want to sing, could I sing? And they thought it would be cute. And let me tell you, I remember performing that song, Dundas Street Church of God, and what happened in the atmosphere let me know as a kid that I was chosen. I knew it as a kid that I was chosen. I'm special. And so rather than bring toys to show and tell, you know, they used to show and tell at school on Fridays, you could bring a toy or a book or whatever. I would bring my voice. I would just sing every Friday. And it would be like Rhythm of the Night and Whitney Houston. I remember I sang Saving All My Love for You. I didn't know nothing about Saving All My Love for You. But anyway, and you know, the results are in the routine. What I didn't know though, is I didn't know stewardship. I was too young for that. So being in the playground and rah, rah, you know, you can be given a gift, but someone, especially as a child, has to like foster it and care for it. And I'm the only singer in my family. Everybody else, they're visual artists. And so I went through vocal injuries. I got older. I'm on the basketball team, volleyball team. I run track. So it's like David. David was 8 years old. He was supposed to be, he was going to be king. He didn't know. We didn't know when. But imagine you're given this. You're going to be king. You're going to be that. But you don't know when. And so so as I got a little older, you know, I would say more so like 16, I got my first record deal. Still, I didn't know how to take care of it. That's where an anointing did fall down on me. And it wasn't until Caroline, 14 months ago, that I started taking care of my voice. I didn't have a vocal teacher. I didn't warm up.
Wow.
I did nothing. And at one point I was like, yeah, man, you know, it was kind of like cocky. I wake up, you know, I could wake up and sing. Losing my voice after almost every show. Even now, I'm so conscious of my breath control. Thank God for that training. That I'll never ever lose my voice again. I can sing through sickness. I can, you know, but I love how the Lord works, because sometimes he has to break you before he builds you. But if you're willing to be broken, you know, it's like that seed. They put that seed in the cold, dark earth. And that seed, before we get the food and the nourishment, has to break before the tree could grow, before the fruit could grow. So now I embrace, like, see the season we're in? Especially Black people, white people, we're in a breaking season.
So
we're in a breaking season.
that's beautiful. Did everything come that easy? So not only, I mean, you're an on-air personality, but more than that, you've just broken into the theater.
Yes.
So
Critics Award, I heard, for Caroline.
I did. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know I was being nominated. I didn't know. It's that classic, what you do in private, you'll be rewarded in public. I had no expectations.
But
I went
Jully,
into that role.
Deserved it. I saw that show,
Yes.
and I didn't know what to expect. I was like, Jully, theater, okay, I know my girl, but I don't know about this acting thing. You threw down.
Thank you.
There was in the entire theater at the end of that show. You
Thank you.
were one in that building that night. So congratulations, you deserve it, girlfriend.
Thank you. To God be the glory. No, it didn't come easy. No. Not at all. Limiting beliefs, you know, imposter syndrome, you know, wondering if am I supposed to even be here, leading an entire company, you know, ensemble, the cast. Like, I went into it like not as Jully Black. I went into it as Julianne and Dira Gordon. It wasn't about Jully Black at all. At all. I had to learn to not sing. Tell the story. And like, actually, do not try to sing this song. Well, Robert McQueen, that my director and good friend and mentor now for life, that man said, go off impulse. Go off impulse, Julie. He just go off impulse. And you think about life, how many times we've ignored our gut. We've ignored that impulse, discernment, intuition. Go off impulse. And so, you know, yeah, it didn't come easy. But I you know, what really inspired me is the Michael Jordan story. Like, stuff like that. Your story, Pinball. Like, yo, like, this is, you know what I mean? It's right in front of our eyes. If we were, I was to say this to my friends and fans, followers, strangers, if we were the Bible, like we are, people are going to read us in 1,000 years.
Yes.
Right.
And what scripture are you? What chapter are you? What verse are you? And that's how I live my life. That's how I live my life now. Because it doesn't matter if you're Saul or David, or all of the giants had issues. All of the giants of the Bible had issues. Drunks and stammers and, you know what I mean? Promiscuous and, come on. This is why I'm like, yo, God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. Yeah.
Please don't take this.
Gotta answer. Gotta answer the call, man. Pick up the phone.
please don't take this the wrong, right? But with all you do, we still undervalue you because you have so much knowledge. You're a tremendous teacher, right?
Yeah, sure
But
is.
it's amazing. I'm just a big fan, and I love what you do. I love who you are. Keep being Jully Black.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love learning. And so when you give, when you learn, teach. Dr. Maya Angelou said it. And so that's what I live by. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, how has the new normal been for you since the pandemic started? Everybody's, bound to home and not able to go out much and do much. How has it been for you? What have you been up to?
It's been fantastic. I call it Corona creativity, honey. It is Corona creativity. Number one.
Yes.
I heard about quarantine 15. I said quarantine minus 15. I'm not gaining that weight.
Yes.
Okay. That's number one. So the working out's been next level. I'm lean, I'm healthy, strong. When my sister MJ, who I mentioned earlier, and she's a frontline worker, and so they didn't have them working from home. She's in finance till like maybe 2 weeks ago, and then they didn't have masks, they didn't have gloves, and when she was 5 years old, my mom taught her how to sew. So her disabilities in her legs, not her hands, and so she started making masks, and we started making meaningful masks, and so she launched a business. And so we have a meaningful mask business, and it's tanks and teas, and they're amazing. They're like, yeah, just incredible. So there's that. Really just being, realizing that we all get the same 24 hours, and it's not transferable. Realizing that I've been sleeping, but not resting. So focusing on rest and recovery, Like these are the granular things. I run a book club, we have 100 Strong and Sexy. I'm going to tip it down so you can see my, hey, 100 Strong and Sexy. Book clubs rocking. I've ran a prayer group and Bible memorization group since 2015. Still going. We're in cycle 38. Every 42 days, we use the purpose-driven life as our curriculum. And we've memorized all those verses and we record them on Facebook. And we're in cycle 38 times for 42 days. Do the math. That's how long we've been going around and around and around and around. Monday mornings we pray. I'm cooking. Like this is honestly, I'm having the time of my life. I'm like, look, this just goes to show. Set your mind right. Mindset. Set your mind right. And you'll be good. I love it. Business is popping. You know why? Because this is the time that when you actually are able to lean into your gift, it's not about I can sing anywhere. I take my voice with me, my instrument with me anywhere, everywhere. I don't need pyro. I don't need sound man. I don't need in-ear monitors. I don't even need a band. It's just like I was 6 years old all over again. Singing for the people. I have something that we do called Wake and Worship. On Thursdays with my cousin Courtney, who's a piano player, and we get up, we worship. Don't cancel your commute. Get on Instagram. Let's sing, let's praise, let's worship, man. I'm a proud Christian. Proud. I'm here to I want to reform and represent Christianity.
Not
Look at you.
Yeah. It's time to represent it. Braids and tattoos and lipstick and piercings and render your heart, not your garment, man. Let's do this straight up. So I'm hyped. And I'm also preparing myself to be a wife. All the time I'm like, I want a man and a boyfriend and a fiance and a husband, but am I the wife that somebody needs to have in their life?
Right,
so that's where I'm at, Everything I want in a man, I have to be. I have to have those qualities. You know what I mean? You guys are hashtag goals. Boom.
Yes. Oh, to paraphrase, to paraphrase a song, don't be a nickel out there looking for a dime.
Hey. Okay. Hello.
Right. Right.
So, Jully, I've also restored the relationship with my dad. My parents divorced when I was a kid, and I remember my mom, before she passed, she used to say, Ju, you're going to be the one, I'm going to be Jamaican, you're going to be the one wiping his butty. Forgive your father. You're going to have to take care of your father. And she, no matter what they went through, she always spoke highly of him. That's your father. You wouldn't have breath without your father. And I had resentment because he wasn't there. And a year ago, we went on a daddy-daughter trip. And I got the opportunity to learn about his story and learn that he wasn't loved. Learn that my grandma kicked him out at 12 and that he was on his own since he was 12 and suffering and hustling. And so fast forward, like he beat breast cancer and he beat prostate cancer and he had a stroke and he beat a brain injury and he beat a spinal injury. This man is 81, rocking, gave his life to Christ. I'm like, yo, for me to resent him is to really, I might as well just say, okay, Satan, here, give me my membership.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
So even in that,
Yes.
like, that relationship with my dad, there's no way I would have even attract a husband without fixing that while I have the opportunity to fix it. I know how to be a great daughter. I know how to be a bomb daughter. So that's what I bring to the relationship, you know?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Redemption.
So I know you showed us your shirt, 100 Strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been following you guys on Instagram and everything. How did that come about, Jully? How did you come about bringing those women together and inspiring each one of them the way that you have?
Grief, pain that had to be turned into purpose. So my mom passed. I've always been active, an athlete my whole life. But I was, at that point, it was like, let's go ketchup chips, let's go Doritos, let's go wine, let's go Netflix. Yes. I was like, nah. And straight up. And my skinny jeans was like, let's go, Jully. You know? But I remember it was on my heart that positive emotion equals positive emotion. Especially was my prime, like, optimal athletic days. I'm like, yo, positive emotion equals positive emotion. Positive emotion equals positive emotion. And I was on my way to Vancouver, and I remember I just kept saying, like, you know, I'm strong. People think I'm sexy, but I'm strong. People say I'm sexy, but I'm strong. And that those two just kept kind of toggling, strong and sexy. And so my band member, Alex, was like, why don't you just do a challenge? So, you know, I told him about it, what I want to do. He's like, put on Instagram for a day, see how many women will join. And 56 women came on the journey in 2018. And for 100 days, and it was literally a contest. They had to work out, eat well, put a collage together, send it to me on email. If you don't do it by Sunday, 9 p.m., you're kicked out. Like literally by Monday, you're done. And of the 56, 47 women completed it. And I'm talking off of thyroid pills, off of antidepressants. I'm talking off of insulin, off of metformin. You know, women having the courage to leave abusive relationships, rekindling, use all of that stuff, right? So then they were like, we should do it again. Let's wait till New Year's. I said, this was November 8th. I said, no, we're doing it December 1st. And December 1st ended up ending on International Women's Day 2019. That was the 100 days. Yeah. Okay.
So, no, November 8th. Isn't that your birthday?
It is. I didn't plan it that way. I promise you.
Right. Someone else just went across. They share a birthday with you. They say they're your sister. So,
okay.
Yes.
But anyway, to not draw it out, you know, that was cycle 1. We're now in cycle 6. It's 2 years later. We've had over 600 women. Now we have 100 strong and sexy couples. Yes.
Okay.
The men are rocking it. The men are, a lot of the sassy ladies, I see them on here. And it's amazing that, you know, kids, you know, we have 100 strong and sexy. And a couple cycles ago, I did 100 strong and smart to keep the SAS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's amazing. We have a book club, everything.
Good for you.
So is it a real balance here, or is it more important to be strong or sexy?
I don't know. See, and it's not, see, I like that you said the word balance. It's about harmony. You see how corporations, and they're teaching this whole work-life balance, especially women, work-life balance. How you working life? You're hopping on one foot if you're trying to balance. Balance isn't going to work. It's work-life harmony. And Diane, you know, we sing.
Yes.
Okay? You know how sweet harmonies are.
Right.
You know what I mean? That blend?
Yes.
Come on.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
Yeah.
No, it's about harmony. It is about harmony. We launched again August 1st. We finished July 11th. and we have about
Yeah.
256 women this round. We just launched a group called, we're going to be on at 7 actually, called In the Arms of an Angel. And it's for those who lost one or both parents. And so it's a bereavement group. There's no support. There isn't the support that I'm looking for. I'm going to keep it real. So if you can't find it, build it. And so shout outs to Rosie. She's on here. I saw her. She's one of the sassy ladies that's been doing it for me.
So that's happening at 7 o'clock. So right after this.
Yeah.
Okay. So people know where they can join on.
Oh no. So this one, you have to sign up for 100 Strong and Sexy. So you need to be a member, but we are launching again August 1st.
Okay. So the Strong and Sexy Couples, when does that happen again?
August 1st to November 8th, then December 1st to March 8th.
How do we sign up?
Okay.
Listen, you guys, I'm going to take this footage because I don't say how do you sign up and not sign up. We want you guys to be, I'm a screen record this. You guys, you signing up? So, you know that we're virtual, so you can do it anywhere in the world. No excuses.
You know, down in Texas, they say already.
Already.
It's done. Already.
Rosie, if you're on there, we're taking this footage.
We're getting in shape, girl.
Already.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
So tell me, Jully, you being the great singer that you are, you've worked with some phenomenal artists. You've done some writing for lots of people. Destiny's Child, I believe, is one of them. Throughout your career, has there been anyone that you've looked up to that inspired you to be the artist that you are today? Is there any one particular person that you say, oh, that's the person that I copied?
Or a couple of people.
Like, I admire.
Yeah, there's probably a couple. What I would say recently, well, no, let me go back. If I go back, it's Bob Marley. I say Bob Marley for obvious reasons, but Bob Marley had he used his music and it was political, but it was inclusive. You know what I mean? But it was black.
Yes.
I mean, Cardi and I spoke about this. Like, they changed black music to urban. They actually changed it in our day. Told us to not call it black anymore.
That's right. They sure did.
We lived through that. Like, what is that? You know, I think about the artists like him and, you know, Marvin Gaye saying, what's going on? James Brown saying, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I mean? Like, those artists, as I know all their songs, I'm leaning to look into them even more. Like, wow, when you could have been shot and lynched and all in a whole other way, you were saying to be young, gifted, and black. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Right? And so there are those men and there's women too, but I also, in this day and age, on a business level, vocal artists and businesses, Beyonce. I could respect that she came out as, you know, Destiny's Child, is that solo artist, but the pivots behind the scenes in business, turning the art into business unapologetically is big. Yeah. It's big because so many artists fear, if I go behind the scenes, if I become a business, then people will forget I'm an artist. It's called the music business. And I think too many of us forget about the business side of things. So I really, I look to her. I look to how the collaborations with athletes, with Serena Williams, and like I'm seeing it. I'm seeing how we're better together. We actually are better together. It's necessary. You know, Rihanna, yes, someone put Rihanna, absolutely, especially. Yes. You know what I mean? And being comfortable in your skin. Like, we're not here to judge. For me, if that's your art, that's your art. Some people are too busy criticizing what Rihanna's wearing, rather than looking at this Bayesian beauty, island girl, that has become this business mogul. Come through.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm going to maybe just have one more question. I'll give Diane the floor as well to do so if she'd like. I want to make sure that you can make your transition here.
Oh, easy. Look, I can do that at 6:58, honey. We're good.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's great. Well, maybe we'll keep you a little longer. Yeah. If you were just talking to people in the Black community, right, who might be struggling at this point, what words would you have for them?
Mm. Well, the words I told myself is it's okay to feel how you feel.
Yes. Okay.
It's okay to cry. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to want to stay in the bed a little longer. Right. It's okay to ask your boss for a mental health day. Mm. Even if you're working at home, I think people are not realizing, okay, I'm working from home, but I'm actually working for a company. And if I needed a mental health day, I would be at home. Mm-hmm. So ask them for that time. Mm. And log out, be in your bed. Mm-hmm. You know, community conversation is necessary. Like we have to talk it out. We need to talk it out. You know, ask each other, how are you today? No broad stroke. How are you? How are you feeling? How's your heart? How's your mind? How's your spirit? How's your health? Did you eat? Are you hydrated? Did you pray? Do you need a devotional? What can I share each other's practices. Mm-hmm. Life is a practice, man. We're going to be practicing until our numbers call. It's a practice.
Yes.
It's a practice.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and be, for those of us who have white friends, even one, tell the truth. Don't censor yourself. Don't censor yourself. No. This isn't the time. You're not helping the situation by censoring yourself. Yeah. No. You will lose friends. And that's okay. Because they weren't your friends. You just gave them the wrong title.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's it.
That's good.
That's it. Yeah. I was listening to the memorial service today on CNN, and Al Sharpton, he was going in.
I can't wait to catch it. I had took a news break today, but I'm going on later.
Yeah, he was going in. But what I enjoyed from what he was saying was help them understand how to take their foot off our neck.
Whew.
In the workplace, you don't see a lot of us in those positions because you got your foot on the neck. Mm-hmm. In the music industry, you got your foot on the neck. In every industry we look in, there's a foot on our neck. Mm-hmm. We have to figure out how to get them to take their foot off of our neck so that we can breathe, so that we can soar, so that we can do the things that we know that we can do. Mm-hmm. Help them take their foot off of our neck.
Mm-hmm. Huge. I think about how many of us aren't key holders, how many of us aren't in those positions, aren't being hired, aren't being, even there's so many companies have reached out to me for advice. I just want to understand. And I said, one in particular, I said, did you hire diversity and inclusion coaches? You've done that for your company? Oh, yes. I said, well, my pain comes with a price. Right. Not free.
Yes.
Right.
It's not free.
Right.
That's it.
That's beautiful. Right. That's beautiful. Well,
yeah.
I when you say it's not free, I love the freedom that you have, that you express in your life. You are real, you are bold, and you are magnificent. If it's okay, I'd now like to, kind of turn it the other way and maybe give people a little bit of a pep talk, right? On being your best, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody can't be Jully Black, right? There's only one, right? But just a little bit of a pep talk on being your best self.
Yes, that's the space I love to dwell in most, because when you are being your best, you don't have to do your best.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's just say that one more time. Thank you, Holy Spirit. When you're being your best, you don't have to do your best.
Yeah.
And so for me, I smile every day. I smile. I walk past the mirror and I say, girl, you fine. You fly. You look at you.
Yes, Julie.
Yeah. Damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, you look just like your mom. Your mom's pretty as hell.
Yeah.
You know, these are things that if I don't love me, no one else can.
Yes.
And as much as I'm a 6-foot glamazon, I'm also fragile. And this is why I have to let the world know and my friends know and the people know that, hey, no matter how many push-ups I can do, no matter how many crossovers I can do, I'm a woman and I'm fragile and I'm feminine and I'm sensitive.
Yes.
And I cry. That's all about my personal best, being honest with my feelings, being honest, being, you know, though we're in quarantine, I put perfume on for me.
All
Girl,
right.
yes.
I put that perfume on.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, take care of yourself, skincare, hair care. Like, I love, and this wasn't always, don't get it twisted. So people might come on here like, yeah, that's Julie been doing that always. I always had, still have, but where this is the situation, a team. Do people like, do for me, do for me, do for me, do for me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Learning to truly, self-care is not selfish.
Yeah, wow.
That's right.
Very good. Yes.
Self-care is not selfish. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Make yourself nutrient rich. Make yourself, you know what I mean? Like when you put that goodness in your body's going to be good to you.
Yes.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. All of that.
I can't wait for class.
Right? And one more thing, don't get it twisted. Like, I've been charged, I've been stabbed, I've been like, trust me, it's all gonna be in the book one day. So people you guys are seeing the end result. Let me just take you on the journey here. My friend getting shot up beside me, and you know me fighting, and like it wasn't an easy road. Yeah, but all of that makes me a giant because I'm comfortable sharing, because I've been accountable, because I know whose I am. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. Girl, preach.
Yes,
you can just keep talking, going on. Amen. Yes, have church.
Yes.
Right, church? I love it. I'm so grateful to be on here with you both. I love you. I look to you guys. Not just look up to you guys.
Yes.
I look to the both of you.
Now Julie, you just said 6 foot, and I'm 5'5".
Well, you know, from a distance. From a distance, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, you are brilliant. I just really love your resilience as well. Being able to stand on your challenges requires perseverance, right? And so I love it. All the wisdom that you dropped. I'm going to watch this again, so I can go back and I can make sure that I get all my learnings. So,
I'm gonna watch it back too, because that's the Holy Ghost. It wasn't me. I gotta watch it back too and pen and paper. Like, oh, did I say? Oh, okay, thank you, Jesus. Okay, Jesus.
Yes.
Well, Julie, we just want to say thank you.
Yes.
I knew this was going to be great. I've been looking forward to it for 2 weeks now. So thank you I knew you wouldn't let us down.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for just always keeping it real. You've always been authentic and real, and don't ever change that, because that is who you are. That makes you who you are, and we appreciate it.
And the reality is you couldn't have never let us down because we love who you are. So
That's
whatever
right.
you bring is what we hope for, and but you have to know that even with the highest of expectations, you have exceeded those today.
That's
Once
right.
again,
That's
right?
right.
You are the queen. You were going to mention something about that. You didn't, but you are the so.
Yeah, whole other conversation on that, but thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Right.
Oh, girl,
All the
we
thanks is
love
you.
you. We love you, and
Yes.
we appreciate
Uh,
you. Thank you for all that you do in the Black community, because
yes.
we know that you do a lot. You support us. You support our
Yes.
foundation. You come to the rally,
Yeah.
with drive around all day with kids. You pour into
Yes.
them, and you give it everything you have every time you come. And we see that. We see you, Julie. We see what you do.
And
We
for
see you, and we appreciate
I'm
you.
sorry. And furthermore, I want to thank you for what you do in the Black community. She just said Black community, but you have your own community that you work with that's filled with all different kinds of people, and you treat them exactly the same way. And so that is being complete, right? That is living what you say. It's following what you desire from others. You want that from other people, but you give it first. And so I'm just
Thank you.
woo! I'm
Thank
just
you. Look
excited.
at Corona creativity. Look what we're doing.
Yes,
You
yes.
know? Yeah. So be blessed and keep it rocking. Anything you guys know, anything I could do, I will do. Trust me. You and your girls is family.
Yes.
August 1st.
We are in.
August 1st.
Yes.
We're in. Just tell us what we have to do.
Okay. Rosie. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All
Love
right.
you, girl.
Love you.
Jeff.
Bye, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you. Okay, bye.
All right.
Black, the queen.
Yes.